Ladies and gentlemen, if you're watching this, you have just tuned into From Pillar to Post. I am the host. My name's Pete Wall, and this is your 2017 February 10th Elimination Chamber predictions and opinions. Very new to the whole podcast deal, and I figured this is my third video, so I should probably let you all get to know me a little bit. Like I said, my name's Pete Wall. Foremost, I am an author, and a published author, I should say. October 28th of 2016, I published my very first novel. It is in the fantasy fiction genre, and it is titled Dragon's Kin. This is the cover. Hold it up so that way there's no glare. Let me see, maybe get it right from there. Get a little bit of close up. There we go. Now, I've been working on this book for a long time. Over a decade, actually. And there might be some that ask, why take so long to publish a book? Well, I'm not going to tell you this story for pity. Like I said, this is to get to know me, and a lot of good things have come from this. So, like I said, I'm not asking for sympathy. Just listen and get to know me a little bit. Back in 1998, I was struck down by a drunk driver. He was estimated going at 120 kilometers an hour. And they estimated that I was thrown 70 to 75 feet. The health issues that have stemmed off from that are very debilitating, to say the least. I was stuck in a wheelchair for about a year, and I worked my ass off so that way I could walk again. And I was told by the time I was 30 years old, I was going to be confined to a wheelchair for the rest of my life. I am 39 now, and I'm walking still. I have to use a cane, but I'm walking. I live with pain every day. With pain comes depression, along with the inability to go back to work like I have always loved doing. I can't lift weights anymore. Like, I'm restricted to like 10 pounds maximum, and that's even pushing it. And I do far beyond that, and I pay for it every time I do it. But I work my ass off. And this book, when it was time to publish, it's like doing this this podcast right now. I am so nervous. My confidence is, to say the least, very low. But I'm pushing myself, and that's the reason I'm doing this podcast. It isn't because I'm just a wrestling fan. I've always loved wrestling. But I realized when I finally bit the bullet and published my book that I needed to learn to talk. And talk to people as well as talk to a camera, like I'm doing right now. And then I've done radio podcasts in the past, and I found it easy. I stumbled at the beginning, but I found it a lot easier than this. Looking at this camera and putting it in my head that I'm talking to people and talking to an audience, it's very hard for me to kind of wrap my head around. But I told myself at the beginning of 2017 that 2017 was going to be my bitch. I was going to push myself. I was going to put myself out there and leave all the crap behind me. I've already lived that life. I've already suffered through the depression. I've suffered through pain. I've suffered from suicide attempts, you know, and I had to start looking at the things that I have accomplished and the things that have come into my life and the people that have come into my life. The first being my wife. I met her a little over a year after the accident, and I'm still amazed to this day what she's seen in me. Because when I look at myself, I seen a cripple. I didn't see the person I was before the accident anymore. I was a totally different person. And, you know, when I finally went and got published, and I am a self-published author. I could have gone through Tor. Tor was interested, but I told myself I had to do this on my own. For the first book, I had to do it on my own. And since then, I started a t-shirt line, and eventually it'll be a merchandise line for my books. It is the Circle of Steel. That is the brand of my merchandise. And as you can see behind you, I've got two shirts. We've got one. It is a tribal dragon. Bring it up a little bit closer to get a better look. There we go. That is the full. And as you can see, it's got Circle of Steel right in the middle of the wings there. And this is the plain white logo. It is all vinyl. It isn't screen printed, so it is good quality. The shirts are good quality. And with the second design, we have tribal flames, as well as the Circle of Steel in between them. This is one of my favorite designs, and I have more coming very shortly. And why I'm showing you this is to show you that although I might have limitations, I've found a way to work around them. And for the time being, it's actually become moderately successful. I've sold many number of these t-shirts already and selling more. I've actually found selling the book myself seemed to be a better option than Amazon. And the book is on Amazon.com.ca.ja. Like, it's worldwide. But I don't know. It's all the promotions I've done, everything wasn't working. It didn't matter. Like, even my hometown, they pride themselves on helping small businesses and self-made businessmen. And I count myself as a businessman now. And I couldn't even get a small blog, or not a blog, a column in their paper. They expected me to take out an ad to endorse my book. Now, I don't, this is why I decided to go it on my own. Promote my book, everything on my own. I've sold more copies in the last 2 weeks than I have in the last 3 months on Amazon. Kindle books, which it's also available on Kindle, they aren't doing too bad on Amazon. The book itself, it's not going anywhere. So, and I will do a video more about the novel itself, as well as the t-shirts and more designs that will be coming in the coming weeks. But, I figured this would maybe give you a chance to get to know me a little bit. There's going to be also a lot more on this channel. There's going to be my son's 1968 Dodge Polara. We are customizing this car, and I want to videotape that and broadcast it on YouTube as well. We've done a lot to the car already, body work and such, but we are customizing the interior right now, and stereo equipment and everything like that. So I want to do that on YouTube, show you all what I do, as well as some woodworking. I like to use reclaimed wood. Throw out a pallet, I'll pick it up and I'll put it to use. Like, I've made a daybed out of just pallets and old bed frames. You know, it's what I do. Like I said, I've learned to work around the problems I have. The more I do, the more I pay for it. But I'm pushing myself, and I'm putting myself out there for others. And that has been my biggest problem, being judged by others. Now, I've had, like I said, this wasn't a sympathy speech here. You know, it's like I said, I've met a lot of wonderful people after the accident. My wife being the top one. I had 3 wonderful children with her. And we've been together for almost 17 years. So I'm a proud man. You know, and like marriage goes a lot like with my disability. You got to work through it. You know, if there's problems, you work through it. And me and her, we have managed to do so. And I'm happy every day I wake up, especially this year. You know, after publishing the book, the beginning of this year, January, was slow for me. So February came around, and it's like I got to get my ass moving. And so the podcasts started coming out. This is my 3rd one, like I said, and you know, I'm thinking I'm on the correct course. So that's enough about me. How about we get on with the Elimination Chamber? And it is this Sunday, by the way. So we're looking at the 12th of February. And now I am pretty new to the wrestling scene these days. I mentioned it in my last video. I took about 5 years away from watching wrestling. I didn't like seeing where the business is going. At the end of the Attitude Era, it brought in a lot of bad things, a lot of bad vibes, a lot of bad shows. And so I missed a lot of the new up-and-coming superstars coming in. I know some of them from back in the day, like Kevin Steen, who's Kevin Owens now. Sami Zayn, who was El Generico. I do know these guys. I'm not that good on their storylines at the moment. 3 weeks strong now, I've been watching straight. I have yet to watch any NXT because my internet provider cannot have WWE, the WWE network. It's only through Rogers and Bell, and I'm with a different provider. So that kind of blows. So we're looking at I'm assuming this is going to be either the pre-show or it will be the first match on the card. It will be Kalisto and Apollo Crews versus Dolph Ziggler. And yes, I'm looking down because I'm reading my notes. I've known Ziggler for quite a few years. He's a great worker. He sells like nobody else. Kind of reminds me of the way Mr. Perfect sold back in the day. Like, he could make any wrestler look good. And that's what Dolph Ziggler does. Do I think he's going to win this match? You know what? I think he'll lose, but it's going to be by DQ. I think he's going to lose it and bring in some chairs or weapons into the match. I think he's going to get disqualified. I think he's going to let his anger get a hold of him, and I think he's going to traumatize 2 victims. You know, he's been doing it the last couple of weeks on SmackDown, and I actually like the new attitude. I don't like him as a face. I've seen him as a face a couple of times before, and it's never really gone over that well. Like, this guy, he's got the ability to be a heavyweight champion, and he's been stuck right there in that middle line there, and he doesn't go any higher. Yes, he's been a 2-time champ before, but it was very short-lived. They don't trust him to give him the ball and let him run. I don't understand this. Like, this guy is a company man. He has pushed himself, and he has pushed others. He's elevated many wrestlers in their match. Going on to the next match, we've got Randy Orton versus Luke Harper. And no, I don't know which matches are happening first. I'm going off of what matches I know there's going to be. So this is no particular order. Now, Randy Orton, Luke Harper, I've caught some of this through watching SmackDown, and I've caught a lot of it watching YouTube. JD from New York 206, as well as Rusty or Russell from the 414 from the 411 from the 414. Great shows, both of them. Like, JD is awesome, so is Rusty. Rusty actually, I kind of upset him during one of his live streams, and it wasn't intentional. But he said something to me, and that's kind of why I got started in this. He went on a rant and said, if I could do this better, then maybe I should. And I don't think I can do it better. I think everyone's got their own personality, and that personality attracts. And who it attracts is different for each person. So, like I said, like, I'm being me, and if you like it, please like and subscribe. You know, but back to the Randy Orton versus Luke Harper. I've caught a lot of it. I know Randy Orton's part of the Wyatt family now, and there was a big blow up between him and Luke Harper. I like this match. I'm really interested in watching it. Luke Harper looks and reminds me a lot of an old school wrestler. The way he moves, the way he acts. A lot of his facial expressions, you know, you can see the wild man inside, the crazy son of a bitch, you know. But I think Randy Orton's going to take this match. I really do. I don't see him losing on his way up to WrestleMania. He's going against whoever's going to win the Elimination Chamber, and he's going to meet him at WrestleMania 33. You know, I don't see him losing. I could see there being outside interference, maybe a disqualification. He still wins. I see Eric Rowan returning, maybe to disrupt the match, and maybe a double team on Randy Orton with Luke Harper and Eric Rowan. And then we move on. We've got Becky Lynch versus Mickie James, and it's good to see Mickie James back in the WWE. I'm still getting used to her new way of speaking. It's, I don't want to say robotic, but it kind of is. She pauses a lot when she's speaking, and I don't know, the way her mannerisms are when she's speaking. You know, I know it's the reinvention of Mickie James, so I'm trying to give it a good try. Becky Lynch, I don't know a hell of a lot of. I know she's a great wrestler. And be honest, I'm not sure how this match is going to go. I could see them pushing both women. I think it'll be a good match. I think Mickie James will make Becky Lynch look good. I think Becky Lynch can make Mickie James look good. So I'm going to bite the bullet here, and I'm going to go with Mickie James, just because she is just returning. She's only been on SmackDown, I think, 2 weeks now. So I don't really see them letting her lose just yet. I know she fought Asuka and lost there, but there's no way they're going to make Asuka lose to Mickie James. There's no way. The next match on the card is Nikki Bella versus Natalya. And I went over this with my last SmackDown review. And I don't like it when these women talk. I'm not meaning that to sound bad in any way. They both are phenomenal speakers. But it doesn't sound like real life. It sounds more like scripted soap opera bullshit. And women fight over other things than, you know, Who's going to get married if, someone's girlfriend actually, or boyfriend actually loves them, or, if they're going to get married or not, if they're going to ever have babies. It's not real life. There might be some crazy bastards out there, some fucking weirdo women that actually, fight over this bullshit. But in wrestling, come on, man, we don't want to see this shit. Watching them fight in the backstage area was awesome. These women tore it apart. They actually look good, but when they are on SmackDown and they're talking, especially that last interview they had with Tom Phillips, it was horrible. It was cringe, and it shouldn't have happened. They could have done so much better. They don't let wrestlers speak for themselves anymore. That is my biggest problem. Everything's got to be off the script. Memorize it. Go out there, say the lines. And you can see it in their reactions. You can see it, you can hear it in their voices. It's scripted. It's not what they would actually say. They need to take off the handcuffs. We've got the Tag Team Turmoil match. Now, American Alpha has yet to really headline or receive a push. They are the tag team champions, and you see them less now than you have in the last few weeks. They're tag team champions, and they're not getting spotlight. I could see this happening on Raw, but SmackDown, I don't know, it's different. It's the shows I've caught, the reviews I've watched on YouTube. It's all been about how SmackDown seems to be pushing and elevating their superstars, but Raw is kind of keeping them down. And for the tag team division, it's shit on both brands. Tag teams used to be a huge part of every wrestling promotion there is. And now it's a rarity to see an actual good team, or a team that actually sticks together. They split teams up after a few years, and I don't understand that. Legion of Doom, Demolition, Powers of Pain, they stuck together for decades. And yes, every now and then they break apart for a little bit, but they come back together. And usually it was like stupid storylines, like Legion of Doom back in the day. But these days, it's a rarity to actually see a good tag team. And the American Alpha could be an awesome tag team. They are already a great tag team. They could be awesome if they got given the chance. They're not even getting airtime, really. So now they got to share the ring with the Usos, BREEZANGO, Ascension, Vaudevillains, and Heath Slater and Rhino. And the Tag Team Championship is on the line. I don't see American Alpha losing. I think it'd be a shitty way to lose titles. And if they do lose, it's fucking retarded. Like, if anyone thought about making American Alpha lose at Elimination Chamber, lose their titles, they need to get fisted. Plain and simple. I don't have much interest in this match. Like, it was good to see the Ascension finally win on our last SmackDown viewing, but every single one of these tag teams could be elevated a lot more than they have. And to throw them all together like this, it makes it uninteresting to watch. It's going to be turmoil, just like the title says, Tag Team Turmoil. It's too much all at once. There's too much going on. The cameras can't follow every wrestler all the time throughout these matches, so we're going to miss spots on those who are watching at home. We're going to miss spots. I don't know. I'd like to find out whoever thought about making this match for Elimination Chamber, put my foot right up their fucking ass. That's what I'd like to do. The Women's Championship match. This is Alexa Bliss versus Naomi, and there isn't much of a storyline yet to this. I don't see Naomi defeating Alexa Bliss unless it's by DQ. I believe it will be by DQ. Um, Alexa Bliss has been on a roll. She's a great heel in the company. She knows how to talk. She knows how to scrap. She's got Mickie James backing her right now, and that's kind of helping elevate her even more. And I don't think it's her time to lose yet. I think she's going to go to WrestleMania as the women's champion still. So we move on, and we've got the WWE Championship match, and that's going to be contested in the Elimination Chamber. The participants, the fighters, the wrestlers that are involved in this match. John Cena is the champ, so he's going to be defending that title against The Miz, Bray Wyatt, Dean Ambrose, AJ Styles, and Baron Corbin. Now, Baron Corbin is going in this strong. He's got all the momentum behind it. Just won that match on SmackDown, pinning AJ Styles. That looked really good. I love this guy. He's one of those big, salty dogs. You know, he looks like he'd kick your ass on the street as well as in the ring. Like me, he needs a little bit more mic skills. But wrestling-wise, this guy's got it. You know, he is a future champion, and I think when they finally give him that ball and let him run with it, I think he's going to hold on to that ball for a very long time. Do I see him winning the Elimination Chamber? No. I don't even see AJ Styles winning it. If I have to go against anyone or with anyone, I'd like to have Bray Wyatt win. I really would, and I think that would be my pick. I know it is the choice that everyone's going with because the rumors. Randy Orton's really back in Bray Wyatt's career. He wants to elevate and make sure Bray Wyatt is the champion he should have been years ago. I love Bray Wyatt's gimmick. I don't see why he's been neglected as far as he has. So, if I had to pick, I would like to pick Bray Wyatt for that win. And I think he will. I would love to see him and Randy Orton implode and go into WrestleMania 33 and see who walks out as the champ. And I think in the end that if they met at WrestleMania, Bray Wyatt would walk away the champion still. I think it's time this guy got pushed. I think it's time he held a championship other than a tag team belt. That he did not lose, by the way. It was contested under Freebird rules. So he is still undefeated as a champion. That looks good on him. That, you know, it's... I really hope whoever is running SmackDown sees the value in this guy and lets him begin his path to success here at Elimination Chamber. I give Bray Wyatt the win for this one. Now, that is the end of the predictions. And I know you had to wait for a while to come and listen. But you have a good night, and I will be seeing you, I think, Elimination Chamber night. After the Elimination Chamber, I will do a show right afterwards and let you all know who came out the winner. Thank you. Bye.